Hey, this is Payal Nanjiani, and welcome to the Leadership Talks, where I have candid, open talks to you about leadership and career growth, all based on my experience coaching some of the world's top executives and CEOs in the world. Right now, I am connecting with you from Bangalore, where I just gave a 4 hour talk at a company's offsite. And during lunch, during lunchtime of this offsite, somebody came and asked me that, Payal, why do CEOs hire a coach when they already have reached to the top? And honestly, and that's the reason I thought I'll make this talk to you today about this because I found it very interesting because I think that question reflects what many people believe about leadership. That once you become a CEO, you should have all the answers. You should be certain, you should be confident, you should be unshakable. In fact, you should be unstoppable. But after coaching senior leaders and CEOs, I can tell you this one thing, my friend. The higher up you go, the heavier leadership becomes. What people see from the outside is success, the boardrooms, the influence, the private jets, the global meetings. But what they don't see are the quieter moments. The sleepless nights after a difficult decision, the pressure of carrying thousands of employees on their shoulders, that 3 a.m. self doubt that comes after making a call, which no one else could do for you. In fact, I remember coaching a CEO who, from the outside, looked completely in control, respected, decisive, highly successful. And one evening, he just called me urgently. And when we got on the phone, there was complete silence. And he said, Payal, I don't know if I made the correct decision. Earlier that day, he had made a business decision that impacted hundreds of employees. Strategically, on paper, it was a correct move that he had done. But emotionally, that weight stayed inside of him. He just kept asking himself, what if what if I moved too fast? Did I miss anything? What if this changes the entire culture that we have built? Will everything fall? And that moment reminded me of something very important, that even the strongest leaders like him need a space where they don't have to perform, where they just can be themselves. That's what coaching becomes at the top. It's not about advice, it's not about motivation. It's about thinking partnership. It's about me being a partner with them in their growth, in their thought process, in their behavior changes. It's a space where leaders can slow down their thinking. It's a space where they can challenge their assumptions without knowing that nobody is going to judge them here. It separates the fear from fact. They can run anything by me or with any other coach that they are with. And then they can hear themselves clearly again. Because at senior level, my friends, very few people truly challenge a CEO's thinking anymore. In fact, not even a CEO, even if you're a senior director, a vice president, a senior vice president, who is challenging your thinking today? And that's what becomes dangerous. Nobody's giving you the feedback that you should actually get. And coaching interrupts that isolation. It helps leaders shift from reacting to reflecting, from carrying everything alone to thinking with clarity, from having a partner with you in your growth. And leadership at that level also demands a complete identity shift. What made you successful earlier in your career is not the same thing that is making you successful anymore. Earlier you were successful because of your skills, because of your execution, delivery, being hands on, detail oriented. That often stops when you're working at the top. Now you need to think strategically. You need to be influential. You need to lead through uncertainty. You need to empower others instead of controlling everything. You need to make those tough decisions. And that transition, my friend, is not easy. So, senior leaders and CEOs, they don't hire coaches because they are weak or just because they hire coaches because leadership at that level is complex. At every level that you go up in your career, the game changes at every level. And because carrying that responsibility at that level changes you, you have to make sure you have someone with you, because sometimes the loneliest place in an organization is at the top. And not just at the top, it's as you are going to the top. And because the best leaders understand something very important, that growth and learning and change doesn't stop when you become successful. In fact, um, in fact, that's exactly when your inner growth matters the most. Every level when the game is changing, who is helping you to change? Who is helping you to understand that game better? Who is getting that transformation in you? Leadership, my friend, is not a destination. It's a continuous journey of learning, reflection, and becoming. And the more you learn, the more you become, the more you change, the game becomes easier to play. So I'll be back with you on another leadership talk series very soon. Until then, work on yourself and make sure that you keep rising in your career. This is Payal Nanjiani, wishing you loads of success in your career life. God bless. Hey, this is